The greatest need in America today is that we might return to the spiritual ideals and principles that have been passed down to us from great men and great women, from our founding fathers, from God himself. We must return to the spiritual base of who we are as human beings. This is no time for fear. Yet fear can compel us to a positive behavior. You're frightened of a fire, so you put up a smoke alarm. You're frightened of your children drowning, so you put life jackets on them when you go out on the lake. Fear is a positive thing, but also fear can be a very debilitating emotion, stifling the best of who we are, stopping us from standing, making us timid where we need to be courageous. But you must consider whether your fear is directed toward your fellow citizen soldiers, your fellow neighbors, like myself and others. We are your neighbors. We are your people. We are armed because we have a common threat that is coming our way. But are you more frightened of me? Are you more frightened of the Alaska Citizens Militia? Are you more frightened of the uniforms than you are of the federal government, the tyrants, the oppressors that are coming our way? That's the question you must ask and answer. You must consider whether you fear your fellow countrymen more than you fear the tyrant. I feel that there is a great amount of fear today, that stifling fear. You're frightened to speak. You're frightened to tell what you think, what you believe. You're frightened to write a letter. You're frightened to put your name on a list. You're frightened to give the correct name when a reporter asks you questions. What are you frightened of? We don't have to recruit with promises of good pay, promotion, college educations, and retirement benefits. We have nothing like that for you. The United States military uses these incentives as external motivators. I served more than 20 years in the military. And though I enjoy the incentives even now, and the benefits, we took an oath that had nothing to do with that. You who are soldiers, remember. It wasn't about the pay or the benefits. There was something else burning in our heart. That oath is something to be kept. We have nothing to offer you like that, no external motivators. We simply beg that you seek down deep in your heart the truths that you know are there. We offer you hope, however. If a calamity is coming, then we want to help you through it. We want to prepare for the crisis. We want to see you through the crisis. We want to help you to restore your life after the crisis. We want to have a network of individuals throughout this community, yea, across the peninsula, around the state, networking to help each other in the time of need. Do not look to the state militia, the National Guard. They are not here. Do not look to the Alaska Citizens Defense Force or the State Defense Force, because they are under the control of the governor. We, the people, are the last line of defense. We are the last line in the sand. And if we give that responsibility over to someone else, and we neglect to defend ourselves for what we know is right, what we know is ours, for our children and grandchildren's sake, then we might as well dig the hole, climb in, and ask someone to throw the dirt in on us. We might as well quit. Cease being Americans. Give away our heritage. Give away our culture. Give away our history. As Schaefer mentioned, you are all rebels. You are genetic rebels. Your great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents came over from burdensome countries where dictators and land barons and feudal lords existed. Your great-grandparents, your people came here so that they might be free, so they may own the property. They could pick the dirt up in their hands and say, "This is mine." They exercised the most supreme kind of rebellion possible. They packed up and left. They were excellent rebels. We are the descendants of those rebels. You are genetic rebels. Accept the fact. You are Americans, different from anyone else on this globe. I close with this. Americans, perhaps today, have been called penthouse Americans for a very interesting reason. Imagine, you will, if you are in a 50-story building with a grand penthouse at the top, and everyone is having a grand time. Grand time, but not knowing that the first 3 or 4 floors of that building are burning. Having a good time without thinking of the danger coming. The best advertising for the Alaska Citizens Militia is simply to look around America today. We have literature on the table. We'll answer all of your questions, whatever they may be. Be comfortable with the Alaska Citizens Militia. We are you. We are you who are willing to stand in defense of what God has given us. And we're not going to back down. Better to die on our feet than to live on our knees. Better to be free people than to be under chains and servitude. I thank you for your time.